Hi, welcome to the continuation of this video series in how we are going to solve quadratic equations using the completing the square method. So as I said earlier, I completed the first example in my previous video. So now we're going to move on to the last three examples, right? And these are just basic problems. I'll provide solutions for more complicated and more advanced equations in the future, but this video is just for you to get out the basics in terms of what to do first and how to go about carrying out the completing the square method. Alright, so for number 2, if you realize that we have the 5 is already on the right hand side, but if there is a case where you had x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0, you would move your 5 to the right hand side by adding 5 right here. So if you add 5 to this and you add 5 to the right hand side as well, this forms a 0 pair, so that will turn to 0, and then you will have x squared plus 4x equal 5. And this is what you actually have here. So they kind of do some of the job for you in terms of moving the constant to put it on the right hand side. Alright, so let's carry out this operation now. So whenever it is in this form, you can just go straight into carrying out starting the perfect square procedure. So let me rewrite this as x squared plus 4x equal 5. Can I space it for a reason? Equal 5. So what you're going to do now, we say you would take the b, divide that by 2, whatever you get. So if you get a, you're going to square a. And in this case, b is actually 4, right? Because your a would be the coefficient for the x squared, and the b would be the coefficient for the x, right? So we take 4, divide it by 2, this will give us 2, and then we actually square the 2 that we get, right? Which is equal to 2 times 2 equal 4, right? So we take that 4 and we add it right here. And whatever you do to one side, you carry it out on the other side as well. You add a 4 right here. Oh, that looks like a 5. Add a 4 right here, right? So let's rewrite this now in one color, right? So x squared plus 4x plus 4 equal 9. Let me just put in the 9. Equal 9. And if you should focus on this side, based on the fact that you divided the b term by 2 and square it, and I got 4, and you put back the 4 in the equation, you form what is called over this side a perfect square trinomial. And in a perfect square trinomial, if you should factorize this function, you would end up with two set of terms that are basically the same, right? So in this case, you would have x and x, both positive and positive, put your plus, and then which number you can multiply by itself to get 4, and also add to get 4, and that is 2, right? And that would be equal to 9. So this is just one way, and at the same time you can just put your brackets like this, and you know that you're going to need this form. You're going to need something like this. That's a form that you're going to need. So you can put in your x, and you have your square, and then to decide which number you're going to put right in here, you can just take the 4, which is the b right here, and divide it by 2, and that gives you 2, which is a positive 2. So you put your positive 2 plus 2, right? So this step, you don't have to carry out this step. you can just move straight to this simpler one, more straightforward, and that is equal to 9. Right, but in this case now we need to solve for x. But how do we get to the x? We have a square root, that is that the x plus 2 is raised to, so you have to carry out this operation. Find the square root of that side and also the square root for the right hand side again as well. So, but the square root for this side is plus or minus, right? 9. The square root sign will remove the square. So this is now x plus 2 equal plus or minus, and the square root for 9 is 3. Right? But we need to get to our x. How can we get to the x? If we remove the 2, we'll leave the x by itself. So we can remove 2 by subtracting 2 to the left from the left hand side, and we also carry the same thing on the right hand side as well. Subtract 2. This forms a 0 up here, so this turns to 0. And we are now left with x equal, and I'm going to put my minus 2 at the front. Minus 2 plus or minus 3. Alright, so in this case now we have two values of x. We have the plus and we have for the minus. So we can say x equal minus 2 plus 3, which would be equal to a positive 1. And we also have for the negative part x equal minus 2 minus 3, which is equal to negative 5. So the values of x are x equal 1, x equal negative 5. So please feel free to leave your questions and comments if you don't understand what is happening, or if you get it, you can leave the comment as well and share how much this video is actually helping. So let's move on to this next part. Alright, and for this number 3 problem now, if you go back to number 2 right here, you will realize that if you look at this section, let me highlight it for you. If you look at this section right here, x plus 2 all square equal 9, right? You would realize that from you reach this part, what you do is just find the square root in order to remove the square, right? And then if you look at this problem now, you would realize that actually half of the job was already done, right? Because in this case now we are going to just square this side, find the square root, and then remember plus or minus square root of 8 for that side. Alright, let me rewrite that because the 8 is kind of super close to the equal sign. Alright, let me rewrite this. So x plus 2 all square equal 8. So in this case now we need to get to the x, so we just find the square root of this side and then plus or minus that side, and the square root sign will remove the square, so we are left with x plus 2 equal plus or minus root 8. How can we remove this 2? Because we want to solve for x. So once x equal to something, then we are well on our way. We can remove the 2 by subtracting 2 from this side and also from this side as well. This forms a 0 up here, so this will return to 0. We are now left with x equal, and I'm going to put my negative 2 at the front. Negative 2 plus or minus square root of 8. Alright, and as we won't touch the 8, the root 8, we'll just leave it as this for now. So in this case now you have two values of x. We have the positive version and I have the negative version. So for the positive part you have x equal negative 2 plus this plus sign plus root 8. Alright, and then for the other value of x, you have x equal -2 minus this minus sign root 8. Alright, so I hope you're getting the hang of this. So, and as I said, it can be a case where you get a number right here like 9 or 16. That's a square number. But if you get something like a 8 that you can't find an exact square root for, you can leave it as root 8 in this case. So let's move on to the last example for this session now. And the same thing like the previous one. All you need to do whenever it is in this form, let me rewrite this one again. X minus 1 all square equal 0. All you need to do when it is in this form is just find the square root. Whatever you do to one side, do it to the other side as well. But this side it will be a plus or a minus square root of 0. Right? So the square root sign will remove the square. So we have x minus 1 equal plus or minus square root of 0. We need to get x by itself so that we can solve for x. So if we have a minus 1 here, we have to put a plus 1. This forms a 0 up here, and if you add 1 to this side, you have to add 1 to this side as well, to the other side. So this will cancel, and we are now left with x equal, let me put the 1 at the front, 1 plus or minus square root of 0. Alright, and we can go a bit further. X equal 1 plus or minus square root of 0 is just 0, because 0 times 0 equals 0. Right? And right here now you have two values of x. So the first value is for the positive part, and the second value will be for the negative. So let's move along again. So the first value is x equal 1 plus 0, which is 1, and then the other part now is x equal, let me check what that is. X equal, yeah, 1 minus 0. And if you notice, you still get 1. So due to the fact that we got 1 for both values, for both sections, that means x is just equal to 1, because you just have 1 just have 1 in the number system, in the number system, right? You have a 1 and you have a -1, you know, but you just have 1. So x is equal to 1. And we can test that by putting back our 1 in the original equation. So the original thing was x minus 1 square equals 0. And we say x is 1. So if we put 1 right here for x, minus 1, right? Square equals 0. Bracket 1 minus 1, 0. Still have our square at the top equals 0. 0 square, 0 times 0 equals 0. Then 0 times 0, 0 equals 0, which is a true mathematical statement. So you can use your value of x to substitute back in the original equation to test if you have carried out the correct operations. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please feel free to come back to the channel and share the links to the videos on the channel as well to families and friends, classmates and everyone, so that we can all benefit. So I am Lincoln Thompson, and I cover CXC content and also moving into CAPE and PEP. Right, so once it is secondary mathematics, that's what I'm basically starting to cover now. So thank you very much for watching. Please share and comment and subscribe. Thank you.